Welcome, everyone, to another earth-shattering edition of the My Colony podcast. We're going to be talking about a couple of things today, starting with the most recent update to My Colony 2, version 0.16.0, which is now on the web, the Ape Apps launcher, Android, and the iPhone, and Windows Store. It's almost everywhere. So let's go ahead and take a look. If you're watching, you can see that I have a beautiful colony going here. 811 people on the red planet. And I'm just going to go around and show you some of the new things we got here in this update. First of all, we now have a canteen. It is a new entertainment building that it consumes food and rum, and it provides a lot of entertainment for your people. The model for this was made by General Waddling, so thank you to him. Of course, he's made a lot of the models in this game. Another new building we've added in this update is the Gold Synthesis Lab. And this was a structure brought over from the original My Colony. It's very much needed. A lot of people have been complaining that there's not enough gold in the game. Now you can synthesize your own gold with this Gold Synthesis Lab, so a lot of people should appreciate that. Moving on, I've added an upgrade to the water pump. This is the original water pump, and this is the upgraded water pump. It brings in quite a bit more water, and so that's good. There were a couple new techs added, which I've already researched on this one, but there is the large-scale construction, which lets you build the Megabot. And I've got a Megabot here somewhere. Let's zoom out. Well, anyway, I'll keep looking for him. But anyway, if you played My Colony 1, you know what the Megabot is. Here he is. He's just a really big builder who can build really big things. So there's my Megabot, and some of the things he can build so far in this update are the new large residential housing, which looks like this, holds a lot of people. Large living quarters, it's called. And there's another new tech, which is the human cloning, which lets you build this guy right here, the cloning vats, which will bring in new people a lot faster than the landing pad. And of course, the uranium enrichment facility, another carryover from the original My Colony that lets you get more uranium without having to go harvest it. And so I think that does it for the new buildings in this update. I've also added a few things to the encyclopedia. Before you had the structures and you couldn't click on them, you can now click on them and get a little bit of information. I still need to build this out, and that's going to be coming over the coming months. And if we go over to the statistics screen, which if you have a keyboard you can now access again by pressing the S key. When you go to your list of settlements, you can now click on a settlement and get some information, especially the ratings on what you need to keep your settlement running properly: medical, entertainment, education, and security. As you can see on this particular colony, I'm doing pretty good, except my entertainment rating could be better. And so when you're building out your colony now, be sure to check the statistics to see what you need to add going forward. And so that's pretty much the new My Colony 2 update. Go ahead and get it. It's pretty much on every platform now. Of course, personally, I think the Ape Apps launcher or the Progressive Web app is going to be the best way to play it, but I have it everywhere, so you can decide what works best for you. Moving on, I'm going to talk about Death 3D a little bit. And if you haven't played it in a while, if you go to play a game, there's a new map shop, which has been there for the last few updates. And I have to give a shout out to, I think I'm saying his name right, Stupid Silent Andis, because he's made several maps and submitted them to the map shop. But here's a ridiculous one he made called Basement, where he tried to import a map from Dungeon Infinity. And just take a look at this. Oh, you might need your 3D glasses for this. I forgot that I had the 3D mode turned on. Actually, let me show you what it's all about. If you have a pair of these, get them and put them on right now. Death 3D supports this kind of 3D, which is pretty cool. Let me leave this map here. You can't really do anything on this map. I just thought it was ridiculous, is why I pulled it up. But also, I have gone ahead and finished the campaign for Death 3D. And the last mission on episode 2 is called The Bridge, where you meet Worm on the bridge of the Pegasus and you fight to the death.
So, you must be Frank Munson. You know, I'm embarrassed to admit that before you pulled that stunt with the
Voiced by
president's
me,
vessel,
you might be able to tell.
I wasn't even aware up here that you were rampaging through my ship. I must be getting soft in my old age. Frank, I'm a reasonable man, as I think you are too. Come then, let us speak to one another, as reasonable men. In a few minutes, this ship is going to be docking with the Vancouver Space Elevator, which is no doubt crawling with United Earth Space Marines. Sure, you could probably take out quite a few of them, but eventually someone is going to get a lucky shot, and your game will be over. But what if I told you there was another way, Frank? What if I said that you could walk out of here with more money in your pocket than you could ever imagine? I'm talking about real money here, Frank, not General Assembly credits. I'm talking triantanium, bars of it. You could be on an island, cold drink in your hand, a girl under each arm.
Enticing.
I'm thinking that those Marines on the space elevator never have to know you were here. I'm just a simple freight captain. Maybe I've never even heard of what happened on Lunar 3. Think about it, Frank. What's it gonna be? Money, girls, or those Marines over on the space elevator? Oh, I'm sorry, Frank.
Whoa.
Don't let him get out of your life.
I went down. So that's kind of how the final boss battle goes. Play the game, and if you're better than I am and you actually win, then you might be able to see the actual ending. So that's Death 3D. The campaign is now complete. 2 full episodes, Lunar 3 and the Pegasus. I was going to have a third episode called Death on Earth, but I kind of want to revamp the whole Death 3D engine. So I'm going to do that later in the future and just make Death 3D 2 or Death 2, Death on Earth. And the new engine I use is going to be originally made for a 3D remake of the Deimos trilogy. If you haven't played Deimos, it's also a part of the My Colony universe. You can find it on any platform. There's 3 games in that trilogy: Deimos, End of the Earth, and High Noon. And they're based on my Level Up engine, but I'm going to be rebuilding those in total 3D. And it's going to be cool, and it's going to use the new blockhead tokens, which I'll go ahead and show you in a minute, even though it's not totally related to My Colony. But let's check this out. Okay, so here we have my tokens. Maybe you've seen it before, maybe you haven't. This is kind of the avatar building system for Ape Apps, and this is related to My Colony in a way. If you have an Ape Apps account and you open My Tokens, some of the characters you create in this app will show up as colonists on your colony. If I'm talking about My Colony 1, by the way, if your atmosphere level is high enough to where they don't need to wear spacesuits. So that is kind of cool. And as you can see here, these are the new blockhead tokens inspired by a Minecraft character. They're actually geometrically equivalent to a Minecraft character. So that's where I got the inspiration from. But there's different types. They have I have the voxel token, which these are probably going to appear in My Colony 2 at some point. So you can see what they look like. And the mini token is the kind that you're going to see if you're playing My Colony. But anyway, there's this lobby now. I'm probably going to add some stuff to make this interactive in the future. But if you haven't checked it out yet, it's on my website. It's on the Ape Apps launcher. It's on Ape Web Apps. It's also in all the app stores. Make your little characters. They're really easy to create. Pick one up and see the editor. So that's what we got for My Tokens. Finally, I just want to show you one thing that I'm working on for the future, and it's a ways off. I'm somewhat slow on this. This is going to be called Terra Nova 4X, and it is kind of based on my empire, but it is a 4X, or the code is based on my empire, but the world is based on My Colony. It's a 4X type strategy game, and I really have almost nothing done on it yet. But General Waddling has made a bunch of graphics that I can use for it, which I will definitely be taking advantage of. But it allows way larger map sizes than the original My Empire. And I'll just demonstrate that now. Oh, it also has Fog of War, which the original didn't. So I guess I can't really demonstrate it because everything's Fog of War. But the maps are huge. And it should allow for some really fun 4X strategy gameplay. This is probably going to take me several months to do, to be honest, but you can see some improvements here from the original My Empire. You now have this thing right here that tells about your cities. There's going to be different civilizations that you can play through. I guess factions is more of an appropriate word than civilizations. And if you want more information about this one, just head over to the forums on abaps.com. I've been talking about it, the development of it. As I said, this still has a long ways to go. This game will probably be out in January. So be looking forward to that. That's just one more thing that I'm working on right now. But that's all I really wanted to show you here today for this episode of the podcast. So I want to thank you for tuning in and listening. Subscribe here and be looking out for more podcasts. And thanks for watching.